Okay, for part 2, I'm just going to find the slope of some lines. We did this one in part 1, and now we're going to do this one in part 2. So this is the second example of finding slope. This is a vertical line. We're going to find slope. Now, if you're thinking rise over run, you're thinking the rise, well, going from one point to the next, the rise goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5. The run, it doesn't go to the right or left at all. So the run would be 0. So if you did rise over run, you're going to get 5 over 0. You can't divide by 0, so this is what is known as undefined slope. Any line that is vertical has undefined slope. Not 0 slope, undefined slope. Okay? So anytime you have a vertical line, undefined slope. All right, let's do a few of these examples here where you're not given a diagram, you're just given the points. So let's start with 1A. 1A. And we're going to use our formula, and I'm going to write the formula once right here so that we can work through these quickly. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 is the formula for finding slope. Now, if you need to, what you can do is you can, underneath these points, since you know it's an x and a y, I know a lot of students will try to just label these right at the beginning of their question. This is my first x, this is my first y, this is my second x, this is my second y. And that way, if you just label them, you go, okay, well, it's a little bit easier. So I go y2 minus y1. Oh, I said that, and then I just did it backwards. Where's my eraser? Let's try that again. y2, negative 5, minus y1, negative 2, minus a negative 2, x2, negative 3, minus x1, which is 6. If you're not good with adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, you might want to just use a calculator. Negative 5 minus a negative 2 would be negative 5 plus 2. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 6 is a negative 9. If we simplify this, the negatives would cancel, and then 3 goes into both of these. 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 9 3 times. This is the slope of 1A. Now let's do 1B. Okay, and you can do the same thing. x1, y1, x2, y2. Just keep your numbers straight. And so 1B, we say y2 minus y1 over x2, negative 6 minus x1, 8. Negative 2 minus a negative 3 would be negative 2 plus 3, which is a positive 1. Negative 6 minus 8 would be a negative 14. You don't leave the negative in a denominator, you just write it out front. Negative 1/14 will be the slope of this line. Okay? Next one, 1C. Line containing 4, 2, and 4, negative 3. Okay, so we're going to try this question. So we'll go y2, and if you want, again, you can do it x1, y1, x2, y2, just to keep everything straight in your mind. So you go y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Negative 3 minus 2 is a negative 5. 4 minus 4 is 0. Divide by 0 can't happen, so this one is undefined, just like we did in the last, or in the first part of this. Undefined. Finally, 1D. Line containing these points. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Here's my first x, here's my first y, here's my second x, here's my second y. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 3 minus 3 is 0. 4 minus a negative 3 would be 4 plus 3, which is 7. 0 divided by anything is 0. This one has a slope of 0. Like we talked about before, undefined, this was a vertical line. Slope of 0 would be a horizontal line. Okay? And I think I'm going to end part 2 of this lesson with this, and we'll do a few more examples with the next part after this.